I ain't talking about you in a negative way, but let me see.
There
What? Yes, but did you go and okay, owner or rebutted owner? No personal checks accepted. Owner or rebutted owner. Okay, so you got
we're
that.
reputed owner.
But did you go and verify that information on the recorder?
I went up there, so when I did the lien,
The deed.
the deed
Who's
didn't
on
show
the deed
up.
of trust?
The deed didn't show up.
What?
No, but it's on here. All the stuff is on here. This is the property.
Okay.
I saw
Oh,
yours.
this is okay. So
Okay.
you got this from the website.
I got it from the website.
Let
I
me
couldn't
see.
find the deed, but I got everything
This
else.
is all that's important. Just to say who's listed as the presumed. That's all I was asking. Why you be making things complicated?
Because you're not letting me finish explaining.
No, you okay? Because this is supposed to go to that person.
No, it does. I did
That's
that.
the two
That was
person.
sent the other day
Oh, so you see, this is you copying them.
to the commissioner of police.
Yeah, but you
to
didn't
the
have to put
district
all
attorney.
that in there. That's all. It's just you're copying the notice that you sent to this Isabel person. But on the end of your document, it's already telling you that you're sending a copy to these individuals.
Right.
So you didn't have to address this to each and every one.
Okay, well.
Because they're just getting a copy of the writ of possession that you're sending to reconvey the Moorish estate into your trust.
Of the writ of possession?
Of
Not
the writ
this?
This is the writ of possession, but this is the part. So you have this. You got the cover letter. You sent all of this to the person that needed to get it because they're going to. You're telling them if you don't have a claim that is legitimate as a Moorish American national with real ties and ownership allodially to the property, you have to vacate. This is what you're saying. Okay. So when you do this, then you create, and then you do this, but then you're going to give them links, and you're just sending them notifications. So you're not going to send everybody 100 pages.
I already did.
I know, because you'd be so fast.
Because I'm following instructions.
You follow instructions to the T like you do, but I'm trying to minimize how much finance that you sitting here outlaying to send it. That's it. That's why the website is so important. Islam Moors. That's why the website is so important to be updated, which is updated so people can record their repossession pieces and don't have to send all that documentation out. But I'm not mad at you. I'm not, because all this could have been scanned in one document number, and then you link it to Scribd or even to a independent website of the affiliates of the Moorish American Consulate, and then you're going to send them just a link. So they're going to get one page. You're not going to do all this for all of them. They're going to get I know, but going forward, because this is only your first property, you're going to just give them one page, and guess how much that costs to send out?
55
Nothing.
cents.
Nothing.
No, that's right now. I got the stamps. The stamps for this is paid for. I got the stamps. But I already did it, so I just think I gotta get now hustle because it's
I'm
already
hot.
done.
Like, my head is
Hey, I know
spinning,
I know.
You're spinning round and round. Because I just posted something earlier today, and I am late to this Facebook Live only because I was doing a lot of administrative judicial information earlier today, and updating the website. It's going to be a progress. It's going to be in progress for a minute, because I need to have everything there, so you can no longer send me a text message talking about Sharon, can you email me? Because I'm not emailing nothing anymore, okay? So that was before, until we had the website up and running. The website's up and running, so all notifications, all grid information, notifications, commands, everything is on the site. That's www.moorishamericanconsulate.org. That's www.moorishamericanconsulate.org. Everything's there. It is going to be being updated for the next 2 to 3 days to have everything available to you. So you don't have to send me a text message about, I can't find this, where do I get this? It's all on the website. Study the website to include the Moorish American, the binder for newly nationalized Moors. That's also there under record number 34. That's recorded under record number 34. So it's there for you to be able to receive.
Yes,
Islam?
So you can get all this. She made it easier.
I did, because like I said, there are so many people that needs to be supported. Make sure everybody who's on this Facebook Live, please share this so people can also be joining in live. And if you have questions, definitely bring those questions to us. I don't know how to share this video while I'm on it. I just don't know how to do it. And I don't even want to touch the screen because it does funky stuff. So I'm just going to be talking Islam. while I was on the way here on the bus, because sometimes I like to just be free to not be traveling and looking for parking and all these other things. So I like to, from time to time, get on the bus. I ain't even showing you this yet. You ain't allowed to look at that.
I'm almost there.
You are almost there. Yes, you are. But you be doing too much paperwork, Dave.
Yeah, well,
you be just.
I gotta still find me another $50 somewhere. I know better.
Don't give him no notes. No, he needs to slow his. You need to.
Come on, I'm almost done. I'm this first one.
You got the title. Where's the original?
The original
title.
What do you mean the original?
These are all copies, right?
No, everything's original.
This is all original.
Yeah.
It got you signed them, and I ain't seen nothing in red.
I didn't sign that one, but the ones I already sent out, I signed. I just did this morning.
Yeah, so that should have been. So all you had to do. Did you scan that all in as a PDF, the original?
No, because I don't have the resources.
To scan?
I got to go to one of the libraries that would do it. This library won't do it. I got to go to Havertown. They'll do it.
To scan it into your USB?
They charge you 50 cents a page.
To scan it into your USB?
Yep.
You better take your butt down to Havertown.
I know. I got to get the. That's what I'm saying. I don't have the resources. I'm trying to tell you. I just don't have the resources. That's crazy. And I told you what happened to me at the apartment because they don't like the way I'm operating. So I'm getting ganged upon. So that's why I'm hustling. I'm hustling. Get the hell out of there. I ain't asking anybody for help. I mean, if they want to help, that'd be great, because I'll be the first one. Ain't nobody doing this as fast, are they? I jumped on this, because I got the background experience. I know what this is.
We've been doing it for like 3 months, like not even 3 months, like 2 months already.
No.
I didn't claim like 11 properties already.
I did it.
And then Carolyn Wiggins-L, she got everybody beat. I would love for her to accept the appointment of Consul Commissioner down there in Alabama Republic, because she's just so functioning and she's just so competent down there with her repossessions and just doing everything that is told, that is supposed to be done, so she can live a lodily through her estate. So she's working every process that we put out there, she's doing. Completely doing, and is competent in those demonstrations. So I mean, I definitely got to appeal to her in that regards. There's so much stuff going on, y'all. So much. I don't even know what to talk about today. But I put in the comment section an epiphany that I had while I was on the bus. It was an epiphany, but it really wasn't, because I was already saying that this is what was going to. I was already saying that. So I'm just going to read what I posted. What I posted was this. Look at this. Okay, I can share it from here. Share now. And then share in a group. So people can come on and be a part. Alright. So I just shared this document. I know everybody it was a full moon yesterday or 2 days ago. And everybody's coming down from that lovely full moon energy. So just, breathe, relax. Don't tank relationships, because your energies are very, very high. But the title of this broadcast is, I repeat, the Constitution for the United States of America was talking about those true American states of Haiti, Dominican Republic, etc., under the Organization of American States. It was never talking about the Union colonies of Great Britain. They were never states, only societies, self-governing in their isolated communities here at Northwest Amexem, Morocco. Better read the Declaration of Independence and the Articles of Confederation. So I say this because I had that epiphany, and it wasn't just because of random epiphany. It's because of all of the research and the study that I've been doing for the past 5 years in regards to true history, true sovereignty, and true nationhood. A question that I have is, not necessarily a question, but what I want you guys to realize is that, oh goodness, I'm trying to put this back because I feel like it's like in my face. The commercial agreement between American states was an agreement between Moors. Now the Constitution for the United States of America has been hypothecated. We know it's been hypothecated because when we do read it, a lot of disconnect is happening is because of the connotative linguistics that's in the document, as well as the fact that that commercial agreement was between brother and brother, sister and sister. And when I talk about the Organization of American States, there are about 50 of them. And I'm going to go and OSA. It's a website called OSA. Okay? And we have to realize and recognize that they've hypothecated through our ignorance and our denationalized status the platform in order to run the commerce. And in order to put themselves in a preferred status, which was that so-called corporate white status and that so-called corporate United States citizen status. And why is this download? I don't want the document. I wanted the actual grid to show you those American states. And we know that they've gotten, oh goodness, everything from us and hypothecated it. So everything that is within the jurisdiction of the United States Service Corporation is in a hypothecation of the true de jure government. And the reasons why we were misled to believe that that platform was ours is because it looked exactly like it. It looked exactly like it, and it was named exactly like it, but they couldn't use the actual name, so that's why they had to corporatize it and register it under the United States Service Corporation, the United States of America Incorporated. Because you know you are an American, and you know it's the United States American state citizens, but there are 3 different constitutions. But there's absolutely one that's being hidden, and that is and that every other subsequent constitution is a hypothecation of the true de jure constitution between the actual American states and the American and the true Americans, which is us Moors. I want to talk about this just a little bit, and this is just filler. This is filler as well as to plant the seed for you to do the real investigation and the real in the real study. Because the realities are, everything that is put out there for public consumption is a hypothecation of us. And it's true. I got what you're saying, Nova Ivory, but it goes way beyond that. I have what you're saying because it goes way beyond it. Because we know for and of both are neutralizing statements. Both of them. So to say for is to neutralize whatever you're talking about. So when we say affidavit for or affidavit of fact, it's an affidavit not stating any fact. So we have to also realize a lot of the documentation and a lot of the linguistical words that we use are hypothecations. And a lot of them are meant for you to misspell yourself, but in the negative. So we do know that there is a American Constitution, an actual American Constitution that is actually for the American states, which are for the true Americans, which are you and which are me, Moors, in our sovereign capacity. Islam. I don't know what you're saying. You keep, no, okay. So what I'm OSA states. And the reasons why I'm saying this is because I had the download today. I had the download today because that people have misconceptions as to what a state is. Well, we did etymological research and background on what a state is, on what a constitution is, on what a government is, and on what sovereignty is. All of those things exist together and can never be separated. To be a state, you have to be sovereign. If you don't have sovereignty, you can't establish a state, and you are just a society or a community, a conglomerate of individuals who come together for particular reasons, but you don't have sovereignty because you can't determine what happens on that landmass because you are a foreigner, a visitor, let's say. So I'm going somewhere with this, and I want you to stay with me. I'm not in agreement with that statement. But at the same time, when we sit here talking about Constitution for the United States of America, so we're saying we made a constitution that was not even an actual constitution because we have for in the linguistics, and American are us. Americans are us. So how can the Constitution for the United States of America, when we know states represent sovereignty, Americans represent Moors, united. How can that actually be talking about someone who doesn't have sovereignty to even establish a state? How is that possible? The Constitution, not necessarily Constitution, the Articles of Confederation as well as the Declarations of Independence tell you a little bit as to how they are supposed to be functioning here and what capacity. And if we created a constitution and agreement commercially to do business with our brothers and sisters in the actual true American states, which are, I quote, let me read, Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Costa Rica, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Ecuador, El Salvador, Guatemala, Haiti, Honduras, Mexico, Nicaragua, Panama, Paraguay, Peru. If we're talking about our people, yes, they're corporations. That is, they can only be a corporation in a particular capacity. I get what you're saying, but they can never be an American state. United, that's something they can never be. So if that was established, we established that. And we got to also realize that the capacity that they are supposed to be on this landmass, the capacity that they're supposed to be in on this landmass is as subjects, ipso jure subjects, who didn't have a nationality, never at one point had one. Therefore, a platform had to be created for them to be able to do things, but at the same time, they never were supposed to be in any leadership form in any way, shape, or fashion to be doing things as a commercially that superseded us. So they were never to be on an equal footing, you guys. They were only subjects to be doing business in a particular capacity on our land mass as servants. Stay with me, because I'm building here, and it's very easy with questions. Maybe I should push this over here to distract what it is that I'm absolutely positively saying to you, Morris. To hypothecate a platform is to act as if we have equal footing in commerce when we don't. Because one group of people are a nation that run the commerce, and the other group of people are a society and a community that are here as servants to be working within those corporations. Stay with me. Noble, please, you're not helping with your posts. You're not helping what I'm saying. You're trying to, how about this? I just don't need people on the platform messing with what I'm trying to say. I just don't need all of that deception going on. I just don't need it. Because I am painting a picture, and I want you to understand what it is I am saying, what the heck, to you. No, I don't want to, I'm not tabbing it. I'm not tabbing anything. I'm not doing it. I'm just going to get rid of the comments, only because I don't want to mess up this broadcast. I just don't feel like dealing with all that today. I just want to clear a point, because even though we want to sit here and talk about that so-called banner with the so-called 50 corporate states, that's a commerce and a war flag. I mean, banner. It's a banner that's a war banner. Why is it this? Because it's representing so-called 50 states that are not states, and we only gave commercial agreements to 7 colonies. Is it 7? I'm sorry. Scratch that. 13. And it was in a capacity as servants, as subjects, working in plantations. They never had any ability to work outside of their own platform, society, community. They hypothecated everything else because there's a lot of us, a lot of our sons and mothers, but I only see a lot of energy in this regards to sons. that would like to keep this platform up and would like to give them an independent standing outside of the matriarch and outside of the true Moorish government, and there is no place outside of that. You're either going to do as told and commanded by the actual sovereigns of the land, or you're not going to be able to do business, because we're not going to allow you to hypothecate. And you cannot tell me, I don't care if you don't got any books to validate this, that we gave a organization, gave individuals who had service status, any type of sovereignty here at Northwest Amexem, in favor of these individuals that came here to do a job. That's why they're here. They never were supposed to have an independent platform comparable to us. So there's a lot of hypothecation going on with that Constitution for the United States of America. And like I said, we would never give them a label that would make confusion and give the ability to hypothecate. We would never do that. I'm just letting you know, this is the parts where the sons got to play their role and realize they are a part of that hypothecation of mother. You're going to deal with it. Taj Tariq Bey talked about General Taj Tariq Bey on his Friday broadcast told you, mother's on the earth, she ain't playing with you, get out the way. There's a song that says, get out the way, get out the way, move, get out the way. Cause you gonna be mowed down. I'm saying, son, Albion, sister, if you are in violation of self and of nation, I'm just letting you know these things. So, miss me, I did block an individual who kept posting and posting and posting and posting and posting because I don't feel like being distracted. So he gotta watch it later and then post to that later. Because I want you to stay focused on what I'm saying and what Taj Tariq Bey is saying to you. Matter of factly, with the codes, and only the certain heirs that's not in disharmony are going to connect. Everybody else is just gonna fall because you're in dishonor. Especially if you come on a platform acting in a capacity that does not denote to your bloodline. That's deception. You'll never get the connections. It'll go like, phew, you know. You understand what I'm saying? It's about to rain out here, y'all. I don't know. We're gonna be moving over underneath the gazebo if it does start to rain. Think logically. Think common sense. Think about your heirs. We're talking about heirship. We're talking about hypothecation of heirship. We're talking about how could a platform be hypothecated? How? And why we would never, I just want you to know, we would absolutely never, as the matriarchy, give a position of equal footing to heirs and foreigners. Those foreigners are here in numbers that they were never supposed to be here in. This land, what their ability to come over in this end, it was never for sanctuary. Never for sanctuary. It was for commerce. They came over here to work. Albions came over here to work in those plantations, those companies, those corporations. But the heirs are the beneficiaries, the claimants, the first party creditors to all business here. All of it. And you have to be in harmony with the realities of that. So knowing they're here for a specific purpose, and we gave them something that said, look, you're going to be able to do things for your families. You're not going to be able to hypothecate. You're not going to be able to do these other things. Because when there's interactions between us two, they'll be done in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. But you have to create your own society, your own community. So we don't have to keep coming over here and assisting you. So you have to self-govern. That's what the that's what the Articles of Confederation was. That's what the Declaration of Independence was for. Now, when we talk about commercial agreement, we know we're talking about something different because they never had any abilities to be on our land without paying any taxes to the heirs for that placement here. And they were never supposed to bring a boatload of all of their family members because they should have been shipping over their stuff to build up their lands and their infrastructures where they are from. They're only supposed to be here in commerce. So they shouldn't have 20 generations domiciling here. I just want you to know that. The true banner was a circle with stars, 13 stars. It was a circle with 13 stars in the middle. That was the true Republic banner, right? This other 50 so-called corporate states is a war banner. A banner to prove that they've been warring with the Aboriginal indigenous nations here. So to have that one is already admitting that you're a terrorist. You're a mercenary. It's already admitting that. Because you know darn well what the true banner was, and you know you hypothecated it and blasted that banner all over the place in movies and entertainment so people could sit here and at ease and accept the jurisdiction of that banner. I brought this up because, like I said, I was on my way and it was saying, Sharon, talk about the Constitution. Talk about the fact that that's not an agreement between them. That's an agreement between the original American states. Moors in Cuba, Moors in the Dominican Republic, Moors from Mexico. That agreement is between us. How and why do we allow the Albion to hypothecate that? And when are you going to seize it back? Claim it back. There ain't nothing to seize. You claim it back through the administrative processes that we have. That's on the Moorish American Consulate.org website. That is talking about all American states, sovereign states. Do you know what it is that I'm saying? Are the wires connecting, or are they falling down? Because we've been hypothecated claiming allegiance to a banner of 50 corporate states that never had sovereignty and don't even exist, but on pieces of paper registered to a corporation that has been liquidated because of its violation of the treaty and the Constitution for the United States of America, which is the actual Americans. Nobody outside of that. I was told to link it. Link the fact that we are all American states. Cuba, Haiti, El Salvador. I mean, the list is very long. I'll post it later. Someone post a list of all of the American states. The actual American states. Because we know what American means. And we know exactly what it does not mean. And when we start really critical thinking and really reading to interpret, not to be finished, you'll understand exactly what Sharon Tracy Del Bay is telling you right now. Because I have a lot of other things that I was doing with the other judiciary members today, as well as updating the website. I'm telling you, I'm gonna just warn y'all now. Y'all start gang warring with these comments, trying to keep distracting me off the topic. I'm gonna block you from this broadcast. I'm just gonna do it. Just public notice. Because I don't want to keep getting distracted on other topics that don't got nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Islam.
Give a message.
No, I sure did. You left me hate.
Wow, you know we don't do that.
Do what?
Do the shakes. You know we don't shake.
I'm sorry.
Y'all gonna stop trying to put me in a contract. That's important.
Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't even think about that.
I'm gonna keep you on your 100.
I'm learning.
We all gaining erudite
lessons.
The erudite lesson number one. I'm gonna start finding out how to bleed that language into what we're talking about.
How you guys doing?
Islam, but we have some. Let me tell you, we are talking about the Constitution for the United States of America, and we talk about the actual American states, and we ain't talking about the hypothecators and the hypothecations from the Union colonies of Great Britain. There is a difference. And we do have a lot of sons that want to keep that infrastructure together because they have a lot of sin to correct. And they think that they're going to have a platform outside of the matriarchy. You're absolutely not going to have a platform outside the matriarchy. You can give that up. It's over. That patriarchal platform is gone. It never should have even been. In the condition of our society, a condition of our communities, condition of our states is a reflection of that platform. Play with me if you want to. Because in order for that platform to live, it had to make everybody a debt slave. A corporate debt slave, because within your sovereignty, can't nobody claim to you under a debt at all, no matter what you want to say about it. And I'm going to get you to understand what's really going on in those tribunals that you think are courts, giving them delegations of authorities all day long. Because you're not learning and gaining knowledge in the fundamentals that you need to move accordingly in love, truth, peace, freedom, justice. Because we can't say we love it when we ain't trying to give no truths about who we are, who we represent, and what blood flows through our veins. Four individuals that came in as and claimed and declared their nationality outside of their nativity, outside of their blood, have been, their MAC numbers have been reassigned, and they now have pending subject numbers. Those are four individuals. Those four individuals know exactly who I'm talking to because I'm sending you energy. I'm sending the energy to you. And it's going to be 5 eventually. But it's 4 right now. You cannot claim a bloodline that does not belong to you. So those subject numbers are pending the completion of the subject status paperwork. And I'll be honest, we have to do that process and offer a remedy for you outside of this fraudulent system. That process is the subject process. And it would be great if the individuals who came here seeking refuge would come here with clean hands, and we could have already had that process laid out and functioning if those individuals came here in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. But that platform is already on its way. It's already in production. It won't be a part of the grid because that's a more American consulate grid. It'll be a part of the process for subject status for individuals who don't have the bloodline of the matriarch, because you are what your mother is. And you can't claim a status that does not denote to your blood. Because for some individuals who claim a status that doesn't denote the blood, and you can't validate that, and the information that you've given to validate that, which is a photo of your mother and your grandmother, if it shows that you are a subject, we're just going to automatically put you in pending subject status, and we're going to reassign that MAC number. And if you still want to claim and still say, no, I am an Asiatic, well, then you're going to have to get a blood test. Because some people are going to automatically have to get a blood test because on the look and even in the mother and the grandmother pictures, we can't determine whether or not you are one or the other just because you look so far outside of Asiatic. And that's not on us. You cannot sit here and blame the mother for the sin of the son. We have no obligation into that sin. That is yours, and you have to claim it and own it. And you should be, if you love these individuals that you cohabitated with, that you created families with, it is your responsibility to protect that for which you created. You've created that. The mysticism, the fraud, as well as them thinking that they were a bloodline that they know damn well they weren't, because you can tell what you are based on looking at your mother and looking at your grandmother. And if you can't tell from those two, then you might have to go back another generation to validate it. And if you can't go back another generation to validate that, then you need to do the blood test. And we're going to be doing those blood tests. We're not going to be sending it to no independent lab that can just falsify the information. Because it's going to be one of those things where when we're out there doing either nationality paperwork or subject paperwork, and we need to determine, because on the on-site we can't verify, and you might not even know who your parents are. In some cases, a lot of people don't know who their parents are because they've been adopted. That's not by accident. That is called hypothecation. We're going to sit here and have those tests right there with the prickies, and we're going to see in 5 seconds which side of the line you're on. And it don't matter which side of the line you're on. You're just going to have to claim the status that you are, not that you are not. Because there will be absolutely no hypothecation. There will be absolutely no hypothecation. There will be absolutely no hypothecation to our bloodline, to our heirs and our ancestors, as well as our progeny, whichever name, whichever title you want to utilize. Islam. I have no issues. I have 3 individuals who was on social media just straight thinking that they're assassinating me when they're assassinating themselves. I don't need to answer or rebut assassinations of other people, because if you want to sit here in one minute tell me that you love me and you riding with me, and then the next minute spew vile because who you come from has been found out, not by me not asking direct questions, but me waiting for you to walk into yourself, because it's not me to tell you who you are. You're supposed to tell me who you are, and you're supposed to tell me where you descend. It is your responsibility. It's never mine. It's never mine. Because we have to be ourselves, whatever side we are on. We have to be ourselves. That's what Mama's telling you. And if you don't get the message, she gonna make you get the message however it is that you feel like you need to get the message. But know that I love you even though you spit vile, because you're only telling me that you're hurt. You're telling me that you're hurt. We accept all, but you gotta accept yourself first. But at the same time, like I said, already processing everything. Because Mama has to take care of everything and everybody. And even though the son's responsibility to protect their family, we're going to protect you too, but you're going to be in this process and you're going to do the work. So guess what? All these four individuals that came here spitting vile, still spitting vile, I don't care, I still love you. It's not going to change how I feel about you, because love I have for everyone. And it's not specific, it's not based on how you treat me. It's not based on what you give me. It's not based on how you are. It's based on just love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. That's what radiates from me. That's what I accept. That's why I can't be around people who are all chaotic. I'd be like, all right, bye, Felicia. I'll see you later when your frequency come back up. So the point I'm trying to make now is those four individuals, if they were honest and upfront, and there's probably 6 of them, if they were honest and upfront at the beginning, we could have already had that process done out there, and that would have been what you're working on. And if you want to come, I ain't gonna say your names on this platform because you don't have titles of nobility. So I'm never gonna give you that. I'm never calling you those titles of nobility because you do not have them. Call me. You know my number, every last one of you. And let's get this work done to get your processes structured and so to get you protected. Because right now you're an outlaw, bandit, and a terrorist. Right now you're an outlaw, bandit, and a terrorist, and you're committing fraud by running around acting in a capacity that does not denote to you. And Mother's gonna mess with you. All I'm here for is to tell the truth and to get the information out there, provide a process of remedy for everyone, whether you Albion or Asiatic. Get the work done. Sharon ain't playing. Mama ain't playing. Get it done. So call me. Those 4 individuals that know exactly who I'm talking about, because I'm sending energy, love energy, exactly to you. So we can get that subject process off and running and have you as that first process. Because we have to do the repatriation document, which is it's kind of equivalent to the name declaration, but it's you redeclaring your allegiance to the Moroccan Empire. It's stating that it has it's not necessarily an oath, but it's a declaration as to how you align yourself. We have to lean your straws, automatic. So all your straws have to be leaned. We've cleared all debts, so you don't necessarily have to do the clearing of debts, but this is demonstrational, which is a good idea to do it. And we're going to protect you through the estates in terms of property, okay? But you can't claim property outright. But we can protect you by claiming the property that you domicile in, so nobody can make you go anywhere else. But sons, this is your responsibility. And the mothers that the sons belong to, that matriarchal line. So start doing that. So let's get together, those 4, 6 individuals I'm speaking directly to, so we can get that done. Because I'm not refocusing a lot of attention on this piece, because we need you to do that, and that's why you were here, to do that piece. So bring your little butts back. You ain't even gotta say you're sorry. Say it in, I don't need apologies. I don't need them at all. Just be yourself. Come in honor, come in love, come in truth, and we can rock. But we do have that process. And that process is in formalization status, but I've been getting the website up. I've been doing Sharifian meetings. I've been doing all meetings all week. Been missing all of them. They're like, Sharon, we supposed to have a meeting. Where you at? I'm like, oh God, I was doing something else. So I got to put all these stuff, because I'm doing so much at this particular time. I got to put everything up on, what is that? In my calendar to ping me. Because I get redirected quite often with the repossession pieces, with the Sharifian pieces, with the credit instrument pieces, putting that in process. So Moors can live allodially through their estate. But you have to be in, while this is coming, be getting your grid done. The Moorish American Consulate grid, like I said, has everything up there. So don't send me a text message talking about Sharon, I need this file, because I'm going to be like, bye, Felicia. And then I'm going to point a finger down like this, www.moorishamericanconsulate.org. And Moors all over the planet, the earth, Asia, you all can do the same process, because you all are Moorish American states. And I'm going to bridge on that, because everything is painting a picture, the picture of who we really are. Islam? So give me a 5 seconds so I can come down from everything that I just said. When we think of balancing books, we have to balance. A lot of debt's been created. And they're calling you in to settle that debt. But they want you to settle that debt to their benefit, because those tribunals are banks and they're trying to liquidate debt. But we put credit back on the line. So you got to just create some credit. Balance the books. We're working on a multitude of demonstrations right now, a multitude of them. Because we know travel is one we have to secure, food. Travel is very, very important for me to secure, because I need to be able to travel all over in these conveyances to go help Moors all over the place and have these classes, so you can stop sitting here acting like you can't get nothing done. And read the documents that you need to read. Like, we're doing all of these things. And the demonstration has to be done first, because we don't tell you to do anything we haven't done ourselves. The demonstration has to be done first, and then through us doing it, this is the active part, y'all. So when we talk about the moon cycles, if you ain't active all month and y'all get to the full moon, y'all all gonna be mad. And then that negative energy is just gonna be like running. Just like on Facebook, everybody running with all this negative energy, because all month you ain't did nothing. You probably ain't got nowhere on the grid, because you sit here listening to these the barbershop talk, and I'm just using that as an example, or neighborhood talk, like, I heard the liens didn't work. I heard something else. It was another one. What was the other one? I heard Sharon ain't helping her consort. You heard all this stuff. You also heard you was Negro, colored, and black, and you ran with that too. And that's part of the reasons why we in the issues we're in, because too many people be hearing stuff. Just hearing things. Well, I heard this. I was listening, and I was eavesdropping on the conversation, and I heard this. First of all, me and my consort been together since I was 16 years old. I don't have to explain this. I'm just doing it. We share 3 children, beautiful children, and have a total of 5, actually 6. 3 I had with him, and the other 3 he had before we knew each other, and 1 while. But you know, through those many of years, you go through a lot of things. You'll go through a lot with our sons. You'll go through a lot. I'm gonna put the poppy eye on y'all, because yeah, we go through a lot with y'all sons, but we love y'all anyway, because we know y'all working with. We love y'all anyway. So realize, when it comes, if I will do everything for people I've never met, just imagine the things I do for people who I've shared love for, and will love till the end of the earth. Because my consort, Corey Christopher Pitzel, will love him for the rest of my life. When I first met him, the very first time I met him at his mother's house, the very first time I met him, I said, I love him. He has the most beautiful smile, had such energy. He would smile, and you would just see his teeth. It was the most beautiful thing in the world. And I tell him this all the time. He's like, you don't love me. I'm like, whatever with your negative. The sons love that reverse psychology crap. Y'all think y'all think y'all know what y'all be doing with that, but we be sitting here like, we taught you that. We just know what you're doing. Just let you go run around the hamster wheel, because y'all like to run around in a hamster wheel with those reverse psychology nonsense. People like to do that. Like, they automatic go to reverse psychology. So I'm only saying this today because regardless of what kind of relationship that we might have, and the relationships that y'all I have out there that y'all be trying to front like y'all all in love, I got his back no matter what. If we together, if we not together, that's what love really is. Not conditional. Not only if you're sleeping in my bed. It's love because we brothers and sisters and we come from the same nation and we rep that. I ain't gotta explain that to people who really do know what love means and will be that. So I'm gonna go to another topic because I put that to bed. Anyway, gotta balance the books. Y'all gonna see some stuff because every time I do my demonstration, I post it on Scribd and now on the website because the website is being reconstructed right now. The website is Islam. What do you mean by that? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. So the website has all of the documents listed in there. The website has all of the documents on the public records page. It has everything there. It has the liens, everything that I have in my record. But more, y'all don't send me stuff the right way. Some of y'all take pictures, all types of stuff. Like I'd be like, I can't use that. I can't use it. Y'all gotta do them right. Y'all gotta slow down and read the documents. And where it says Moorish American Appellation, you actually got to put show Moorish American Appellation there and sign it and then scan it and then say, Sharon, I need a MAC number. I can give you a MAC number. We're going to have independent affiliate websites that are going to be doing the public records, but I can't list them or name them right now because I need to make sure I can ask them to do that. So it can free up the judiciary and the consuls from doing like a lot of the other work, which is the teaching you guys, or not necessarily teaching you guys, giving you the knowledge on how to live alodally. Islam. You know what I'm saying? Like, so everything's gonna be, and we do templates. Like Amor called us yesterday. She was like, man, I didn't have my child in a hospital. I had him home, and I had them home, and I never did the Social Security, birth certificates. They don't have anything in a nom de guerre. I was like, well, the certificate of live birth, you just print out the certificate of live birth, you put their red left or right footprint, their red in red ink onto the document, and it can just cover the document or it can be on the back of the document. It doesn't matter which place it has. And then that document would be proof of certificate of live birth, and they would get a MAC number automatically because that is proof of the heir as well as a photo. So it's going to be kind of like the same process. The only difference is they don't have to do the name declaration or judicial proclamation because they didn't get put into sin through the nom de guerre, so they don't have to go through that route, and they don't have to cancel contracts. They ain't got none. So you had a baby free and clear, and you didn't subject them to slavery. So I'm happy for you, because had I had this information when I had my first child, and then the second two, I would have never had to do the processes that I'm doing currently for all of them, including my consort. So yes, if you're having children allodially, listen to me. If you're having children allodially and you're not putting them in debt slavery, complete the certificate of live birth, send it in, a copy of it in for their MAC record, Islam, and be proud and be happy and bliss the fact that you didn't sign your babies into sin, that your mother placed you in because you have to get out all the stuff she put you in. So be happy, and that's what it's about, having the next generation not even become debt bond slaves through those commercial bond agreements that they didn't know that their parents were subjecting them to. So I don't know. See, I actually want to reroute back around because I don't. Oh! You would be funny. You would be fictitious. I see what you were. You know, stuff, when I get past a point, it'd be like Sharon. I'd be like Felicia for 5 minutes, y'all, because I didn't even pick it up. Nayela Gilliam, Islam, and Friday's House of Reawakening Minds was awesome. I listened to it twice. Twice. Was on that. I was like, because let me tell y'all, when I first started listening to Taj Tariq Bey, I don't know what he did to y'all, but when I first started listening to Taj Tariq Bey, I was sitting there like, what the hell did he just say? I was watching his videos over and over and over again, and as soon as then I was like, with that writ of discovery, I was sitting here writing that writ of discovery, like, look, I'm getting out of here. This is crazy. I was hot, y'all. I was upset. I thought I was about to get locked up for being all this stuff. I'm just being honest with you. He had me on fleet mode, the things that I was hearing, and I was listening to his videos every single day. Every single day. Writing it up. I was telling people, darn, I can't get through a video. It takes me a week to get through the video because I did the etymology. I did all that stuff in conjunction, so I understood what he was talking about.
How was the first time you heard it?
Oh my God. Like the Ty Street Bay video? Ooh, 5 years.
Yeah.
It's been at least 5 years ago when I started looking, but I was looking for myself, and it was way before, like I keep telling y'all, way before more science. I was like, who the heck am I? I don't know nothing about my ancestry. And I was originally going through the fathers, patriarchal, hypothecation, all that stuff. I was going through all this research, and I know a lot of people have the same story. Islam to you, Kimberly. And I was sitting here doing all of this research, and I would get mad, y'all. I went to Ancestry.com. It was linking me. But you got to realize there was a lot of hiding in the past. Like, so my grandpop on my mother's side, like my grandfather on my mother's side, he went through a bunch of different names. So you couldn't find him because they was hiding. Like as soon as you messed one name up and they was looking for you, you had to reroute to another name. And then if you had parents that you were embarrassed about because they had speakeasies or anything like that, then you created a whole nother name again. So it was like really weird. So those connections were severed. So I had a hell of a time looking for my ancestry. Hell of a time. And then I used to cry. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I was looking for myself. I was like, where do I belong? Because this family that I have is just crazy. I was like, it gotta be more to this. And I came upon more science. And I found myself through wanting to find myself. Not looking for anything in return, but just looking to find Sharon. And who she comes from and what line and lineage. Because it didn't make sense that, we just have a family reunion once a year, say hi, and then we don't see these people for the next 365 days of the year. And then if we see them again, it'll be at a funeral. That's sad. That's oppression. That's slavery. That's subjugation. And you don't even know you're a part of it because you're in it. It's like hard to know that you're being subjected to something while you're in it, and you have no outlets on finding out how and why you got into the situations that you've gotten yourself into.
Or even that it's a situation.
Even that it's a situation, right? And then keep in mind, like, man, there's rabbit holes in ancestry. You got to go through just like the history, the true history, to find out even where you was. And I think a lot of people, if you do a little bit of research, you'll realize they pushed a lot of us over in South Carolina and North Carolina, like those little areas. You know what I'm saying? Like, just do a little bit of research how we kind of like was ostracized off all of our properties because they hypothecated and stole all of our stuff, and then pushed us into these little we was in these little shacks because we had to kind of like start from scratch, and then we had to kind of navigate to these corporate buildings to get JOBs because we had to take care of our families, and you couldn't just go and pick some vegetables and some corn or some collard greens like you could in the past. Now you was going to jail. Now you a debt slave. I'm just saying, I could go a little deeper in it, but I don't want to do that. I want to stay on topic. I ain't want to go there, y'all, because we be routing all over. We be routing all over the place. All right. We talked about the credit instrument. There's some other things that we're working in regards in conjunctions with freeing our heirs, our loved ones from these POWs. Morris, keep in mind, it's a process. It's a process upon process in order to get the right remedy for the right situation. So everything works. We're just dealing with mercenaries and human traffickers who mad that you found out that's what the heck they was doing. They a little mad you found out how to not sign and that, not how to induce, not to be induced into fraud. They're mad that now they can't induce you into fraud, whereas though they can violate you. How do they induce you to fraud? When you answer to those names and submit yourself to jurisdiction because you don't know. I was talking to somebody the other day, and I had another epiphany. I'm going to share that with you, and I'm going to try to keep it 100. I'm going to try. No, I am going to keep it 100. An individual contacted me, and while I was walking around the track, I was talking to this individual, and he was like, I bonded out, and you know, he was on some traffic nonsense, fraganacle bull. Taj already told you what was delegated, who was delegated authority, what jurisdiction that is, and it ain't say nothing about family court, traffic court, all these other courts you think are courts, but are human trafficking centers and use mercenaries to enforce their judgments. Well, I ain't gonna say judgments. They're when they want to go kidnap somebody for ransom, they just go kidnap somebody for ransom and hope that you submit to jurisdiction in order to for them to liquidate the bond. So they get you to submit to jurisdiction which would be answer to the fraud, so they can liquidate the debt. Just let you know. So I said that to say, he said I bonded out. I was like, here, no you didn't. You gave them the ransom to release you. You gave them the ransom to release you. One of your family members or your tribal members gave them the ransom to release you. Now guess where you were induced to fraud in that process? Because for the life of me, I was like, don't make sense why they don't do that before they release you from bondage, from human trafficking, because the ransom is paid. And every movie tell you this is what they do. Every movie that got to do with kidnapping tells you exactly what they do. So they try to relieve themselves of the karma by you submitting to the jurisdiction through inducing you to fraud by answering to a name you know does not represent you, your culture, your bloodline, your heritage. So after this individual was released from his family members paying the ransom, he went and signed a debt bond. How did he go and sign a debt bond? I want to see if y'all gonna answer that for me. How did he go and sign a debt bond and gave them a negotiable debt instrument to seize him back up? How did he do it? This is open to the floor. Please, somebody answer that question. Somebody? Okay. When his tribe paid the ransom to have him released, because that's the only reason why they pick you up is for you to pay the ransom, how did he get himself back into debt slavery? What did he do? Because he did this willfully and he submitted to it, and he was not under threat, duress, or coercion. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna give y'all 5 minutes if y'all make me give y'all 5 minutes. Anybody else? And nobody got an answer? Type. Clarify that, Michael Key. He didn't do it under threat, duress, or coercion. No, he didn't. He got bailed out. They paid the extortion to release him. That's not such thing as court. No, it ain't. He ain't contract with no so-called court. Now that's a lie. But he did do something with a so-called corporation called a bail bondsman, but it's an actual bonds corporation. A corporation to do what? What is that corporation? You did it. Think about it. When your tribe paid the ransom to have you released.
What's the ransom?
Excuse me?
It was unsecured.
But what? In order for them to release you from the human trafficking venue, they had to give some fiat. That's ransom.
It was unsecured.
That's ransom. You're not listening.
Who gave the fiat?
It's ransom. Your family did that, right?
No, nobody paid anything. It's unsecured, like a credit.
Oh, so they didn't have to put anything down.
Right.
Oh, so they just released you. All right. So what did you do once they released you from their custody? What did you go ahead and do?
I went and got competent and went to work to.
No. I'm asking you, did you sign a bond?
To get released, yes. To get the 100,000 unsecured, yes. I had to do that.
Listen
I was
to me.
under duress.
Just listen to me. Stop. Just listen.
Okay, I'm listening.
When you were released from the human trafficker's custody, because of that being signed, did you go anywhere else to sign anything else?
No.
So you never went to a bonding company to go into another debt instrument contract?
No.
Great job.
No, but wait a minute. The unsecured bond is 100,000, and I still got to offset the bond. I'm still there, even though I signed the contracts eliminating that stuff. I created my own. that element.
See, he's trying to tell us something, but ain't trying to tell us something. See, this is the stupid.
No, these people are criminals. You know this.
I know this too, but I'm trying to get you just to tell us what you did.
Okay, I didn't do anything. It was unsecured. Unsecured loan, same thing. Same thing.
So they had to get some type of money.
Of course, you know that's Tiger Nayela Gilliam. I love him, but he be gang warring because he be.
We've all had at least an unsecured loan at least once. You never put up nothing. You just went and got a loan. Unsecured. That's it. Unsecured.
You're saying that you gave the what?
It was an unsecured.
How?
It's like getting an unsecured loan without putting up anything.
So how was it a loan? So they just said, "Oh, we don't need no extortion for you."
It was unsecured. I got the paperwork.
They don't need no security.
I sent you a
They don't. I'm going to stop talking to Tiger because I was using him as an example, but he just always jacks stuff up.
No, unsecured. It's unsecured.
All I know is that you. What does unsecured mean?
Didn't put up anything. No security.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? There was no security.
So so let's say they gave you something, which they didn't, and they said it's an unsecured so-called loan because they ain't getting you no loan. They ain't getting you nothing. What is to secure it if it's unsecured? What are they telling you? And you're not listening.
The security that for the unsecured was to keep showing up.
How you gonna make something secured when it said unsecured?
Okay, it's an unsecured. That was an unsecured bond, 100,000. I'll bring a copy to you next week. You'll see. I got it. You'll see. It's unsecured. I didn't put up nothing.
But he still goes there every time
so how did they get paid then? But they definitely got paid. Right?
No.
They can't get paid. What they did, this guy.
Stop talking. Because because it's gonna be in the background. That's the only reason I'm telling you to do that, Tiger. The point I was trying to make, because Tiger tried to take me down the yellow brick road.
No, I didn't.
And I was trying to stay down the Aboriginal road. Okay. Here's the point I'm trying to make to you guys. Your tribe, family member, or friend pay the ransom to get you released. We're gonna take all those other little words that people like to use out of the equation because it's human trafficking. If we know it's a human trafficking venue and they use mercenaries to enforce their will, knowing that, not giving it validation, letting them know you're a mercenary, and when you're called in to answer for your deeds, the charges are going to be human trafficking. These are all treasonous, very, very high penalty offenses. Okay? Even if you think you're just a police officer or a police officer, you are a mercenary. You are committing high treason, human trafficking, which is very severe penalties. And Taj told you in when he was at House of House of Reawakening Minds, he told you exactly what the remedy for that type of situation is. And it has something to do, I'm not even gonna say it because some of y'all think I ain't gonna say it. Go watch House of Reawakening Minds Friday's broadcast. Watch it, and if it takes you long, and if you can't understand it the first time you watch it 5 times, or at least 3, just 3 times. Just watch it again. Where was I going? Okay, so when you are released from the human trafficking center because the extortion payment was made, how did you reroute into a debt contract? Was when you went to the bonds agency and signed a debt note, a debt instrument. So you put yourself right back in the jurisdiction. That's all I'm trying to say.
I didn't sign anything.
So did you do it? So did you put yourself in debt, back in debt? And the so-called bond was unsecured.
It's unsecured.
So what they're saying is, I can't come back to you and touch nothing because I just released you because I just did. And you didn't put yourself back in anything, but yet you keep going down there with all this paperwork. What am I saying to you that you're not picking up? It's coming here and it's like boom. It's like this. Boom. You're getting it. You're overthinking it. Stop using the corporate part of you to answer that question. Use the common sense of you to answer the question that I just said. Answer. All right, I'll say it again. I might say it 2 more times since 3 times is the charm. Damn, what's that with Lucky Charm? 3 chimes the charm. Anyway.
$1 Werther.
Why would somebody buy Werther's for you? You look like a homeless person. Like, why would somebody? Anyway. If you were released from the human trafficking venue on an unsecured so-called ransom payment, and you did not go forward and bond yourself back to the jurisdiction through a debt note, what did you do? And what don't you have to do anymore? Because you put everything on the record as to who you are.
I just showed up. That was the first time.
That's it, right? They ain't showing up.
If you don't show up, then we did the notice of removal, and they still sent documentation to me like they ignored the notice. I said, wait.
No, they're inviting you in to see if you're gonna bite bait.
And when you go there,
Queen Valahara did a video, said everything is an invitation. You're biting the invitation because of ignorance. You're biting it. You're accepting the invitation. You're being submitted. You're what's the word? You are being induced to fraud by answering to something that doesn't represent you as the Moorish American national, because you got titles of nobility. You're not a corporate ward. What am I saying to you that you're not getting?
I got it. But wait a minute.
So being the fact that he comes, he's already submitting to the jurisdiction.
Just to go, because you've already stated for the fact who you are. You already put it on the record. You read the mantra. What more you gotta say? You ain't gotta say nothing else. You gotta be yourself.
I didn't read the mantra. I'm going to make read the mantra. Well, I did it. I know each document I put in there, the mantra's in there. Every time she say you can't, don't do that. Yeah, put it in because them people, they'll forget.
No, they ain't forgetting.
No, they got issues.
No, they don't.
They got mental issues.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Yes, they.
Stop trying to make it. Stop trying to make an excuse for why you're continuing to go. Don't make no excuse.
No, I'm saying they got mental issues.
They know.
I have to write the mantra every time.
They know they're human trafficking. They know their whole infrastructure is built on the commercial trafficking of the heirs. They know they have to get you to induce to fraud in order to move the bond, because you have to agree to it in order for them to move it.
They're upset because I won't bring a lawyer.
They're not upset.
They got upset. Well, you need to have a lawyer.
Okay, we're done.
It's quicker. I mean,
Tiger, you can't talk no more. I'm done with you.
Well, I ain't have no lawyer.
Tiger.
I got it.
I love Tiger so much. It's just crazy. But follow the
mantra.
Follow the
mantra.
Aboriginal road.
I was going to say that.
He was supposed to ignore it, right? By that time.
Stop being induced to fraud.
Right.
I'm just gonna say that. So when I say that, do y'all know what that means? If I say stop being induced to fraud, what y'all gonna say? What does that mean? Can somebody put in the comment section what that means? Oh, wait a minute, who that? I think I know who that is. What? Does anybody know what that means, what I'm saying? I'm out front, like, come on, are you serious? Can't find a chick with a turban? Really? Really? It's Sharon Tracy Galvay. What's up? Yes! I'm in front of City Hall, Philadelphia. I'm where the tables are. I can't hear you. The Citizens Bank is across the street, and I'm getting off the phone because it ain't got to be that difficult. It really ain't. It's one building, and you can only literally walk around the perimeter, and you can't miss
the west side.
The west side? That's where we at? We're on the west side.
From the west side. Yeah, right over here.
There's line Pax at tomorrow. Pax at tomorrow. Pax at woo.
So Sharon. So Sharon.
I don't want to talk to you no more, Tiger.
Wait, I got a question. Change the address to go to the consulate address at Haverford at 714 something, box 714. So their invitations going there. I'm trying to get them to address the consular court. So I guess what I'm trying to say is,
what you're trying to say is you're trying to get human traffickers and mercenaries to do what? What are you trying to get them to do?
The consular court to tell them that All right, well, look. This is...
It's a secure party creditor.
No, I'm just... How y'all doing?
Secure party creditor. Nonsense.
Thank you. Don't accept their presentment or mispresentments to induce you to fraud. They're mispresentments to induce you to fraud. They're mispresentments to induce you to fraud.
So he was just supposed to ignore that line, right?
You know what?
No, I can respond and tell her refute the misrepresentation, misclassification.
Yeah, but don't keep sending 1,000 documents in to do that. You did it already. Why you keep doing it?
Well, they're not responding to something.
They never gonna respond. That's what I know. You know that.
You want them to admit the fraud that they're producing, and they're never going to do that to you. Okay, if you were stealing people's lunch money, right? And the whole time they ain't know you were stealing their lunch money. And then you came up and said, you stole my lunch money. Give it back. Put it in my locker by 4 o'clock p.m. Putting in the locker would be admission of guilt. Ignoring it would mean that he still doesn't really know because he don't really have the proof, right? What do you expect them to do? Put it in the locker or ignore you?
Right now, they've been ignoring everything.
What do you expect them to do? Put what they stole from you in the locker or ignore you? Because that would be what? Inducement to fraud? Is that what I'm saying? I'm trying. We got all these documents to talk about. How long have we been on this platform? Because I think Tiger took about a little. I don't even know what I want to talk about, y'all, because I went in 100 different ways.
No,
yes,
you were
refuse the consent. Refuse the contract, no consent. Refuse the contract, no consent. Refuse the contract, no consent. So when they send you the misrepresented instrument, what do? Do you go down there and be like, look, I don't owe this? They're like, well, I wasn't even talking to you. How about this? If you don't pay that, we're going to do this. And then you get all scared and you root chakra because there's mercenaries standing right there.
No contract, clear for the document.
Like, I'm Sharon Tracy Delbay, Moorish American National, improprio persona, sui juris, improprio solo, improprio haeredis at all times and at all points in time. I am a descendant of the great pharaohs of Kemet and the Moabites and the Canaanites. I am the law, I am the government, and I command you state your name and nationality for the record on the record without further comment. You do not have jurisdiction over me, and I command you set me free, return my property, cease and desist all actions against me, as this is my notice of intent to lien you. If you do not do as commanded and set me free, notice the agent, notice the principal, notice the principal, notice the agent. No United States citizen has jurisdiction over any Moorish American national. If you don't know why, you better start at video number 1. Moors. If you're not going to be yourself, who the heck you going to be? And if being yourself, you have fear in that, what's the alternative? You got 2 choices. To deal with that fear, false information appearing to be real, with knowledge, or to keep being induced to fraud because you're fearful of what they may or may not do. Let me tell y'all. On Wednesday, there was an event. A beautiful theoretical event that happened in Philadelphia. And when I was out with my sister and I was sitting here looking at the TV, I was like, what's this, y'all? I just was cracking up. I was like, where that at? They was like, yeah, that's down in Philadelphia. Because you know, word on the street travels light speed. So I was sitting there cracking up. I was like, those actors just keep acting and keep playing. I was like, and the Asiatics be always sitting there glued to the TV because they just love oppression. We go look for it. We post it. We share it. We call Sharon, but like, Sharon, did you see this? I'd be like, bye, Felicia. And I ain't even have to know that. The ancestors tell me stuff because I'm not in controversy to my ancestry. I know who I am, and the ancestors talk to me all the time, which is why I label this topic what I labeled it. So then the news reports was coming out, and it was showing them spilling blood on each other. I'm just saying, or let me say ketchup. They were spilling ketchup on each other. I was like, put that ketchup on the shelf because we like ketchup on our food. Don't be wasting our ketchup playing these little games. And it was so funny because as soon as I saw it, I was like, that is so corny and that is so fake. I already knew it was. And then I got corroborating evidence because people talk, because y'all let it talk. Get some action done. And it was like, that was right down the street from my house. It was so funny because we were sitting there cracking up and I'm like, yeah, this is called false flag. It's called let's distract everybody from the gold clause and the fact that the Dow Jones, the ship has sunk. Y'all sit here. Was it?
Clown.
Let me tell y'all. Y'all better get y'all grids done. Claim y'all Morris your state. And ignore everything the heck else because it's just distractions. Watch it for the entertainment that it provides for you, but don't let it hit your root chakras because you don't know no better. That's all I'm saying. But don't get this twisted. Since they think they got all the time and resources in the world to sit here and fake crimes, just know y'all already been leaned. Share and lean the city of Philadelphia, all y'all police departments, because y'all gonna stop doing this. Y'all gonna stop. And that's why they all was down there and get no peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. They ain't get paid. Just so y'all know, they ain't get paid to do that. They was just out there having fun. No money, no fiat. Because the city of Philadelphia has already, the police department, all that has already been leaned. Go check the lien section of the consulate. And no mores that are in Haiti, Cuba, and all the other true American states. Y'all are supposed to be doing the same thing. So why we got to tell you that? You already know you American citizens, not citizens, I'm sorry. You represent American states as sovereigns because this landmass is bigger than just the Northwest. Amexem, it's the South, Central, adjoining islands. That's all y'all. So stop acting like y'all need to be invited over here. You're already here.
They can just come.
Big consul commissions, please. Send your notes. We already got 2 new ones down in Indonesia, China, and Thailand. So come on, we got work to do. We ain't got time to be watching fake news. We ain't got time to be paying attention to what the Albions is doing. They trying to distract you to stop banging that.
And I broke everything down. The battle of Tours was the turning point against Morocco. And the Christian power. That's what happened. That was the 13th century. But that's going to change. Right, 12.
So what did I say? I said, piggyback off of, I ain't piggybacking off of, I give all accolades to Taj Tariq Bey, Grand Chief Taj Tariq Bey, Consul General Taj Tariq Bey, because he told y'all, there's no such thing as family court, so you don't have orders. You have a little piece of paper that means absolutely nothing. And your reliance on those pieces of paper proves you are a human, a United States citizen and a part of human trafficking, as well as a mercenary, an employee of the mercenaries. I'm just going to keep saying it. You get on my radar, I'm going to lean you, and it's going to be on that damn website. Let me show you, it's going to be on that website tomorrow. If I could work faster, I would. Again, everybody send me your liens that you've already processed so I can give them a record number and place them on the public records, because those definitely will be on the public record of the Moorish American Consulate, because we need to know all the corporations that have been liened thus far in the favor of all Moors. We need to know those.
I got a question.
So we don't keep duplicating it, because once it's done one time, we don't got to keep reinventing the wheel. We're going to point to that instrument.
On the property lien for the individual and for the address, I saw you have separate lien for each. I put them both on the same lien.
They can, yes. Originally, my first lien for repossession processes, I did do it in separates. I don't know why I did it, because the first one is the so-called person claiming to own the property, and the second one is the property itself. So, and that's debtor number 1, debtor number 2. And again, I did a class on liens, how to complete that lien document, and it's over in the YouTube channel, which is the Moorish American Consulate Northeastern Territory page. I'm going to put links of certain videos that I think are good for you to learn how to do before you start doing things. So the lien how-to tutorial video is up on that YouTube page, and I'll post links into the grid section of the consulate's website, so you can watch that when you're ready to start producing liens.
All right, I'll skip my scanned in.
And don't realize that when you lien your so-called family members, tribal members, you don't want to rescind those liens, because that's protecting them. The liens are protecting our It's not only for. Oh, it's 333. Islam.
That's not them for making money off of them, right? Off the transmitting.
A little bit, yes.
Yeah.
It's some more layers in there though. Some more layers. Like there's a document. I don't really want to talk about certain stuff yet because I don't have sanction yet. Because we're going to go over a couple of things on the judiciary this Monday that are in regards to the living allodial through your estate. And more, you have to get your stuff done before you can get to this point, just so you know. I mean, you can sit here and try to like fast track it because you're scared of something about to happen to you, but it's not going to work. It only works once you do the certain steps, because you have to get you cannot administer your estate when you still have debt contracts. So you got to cancel all that nonsensical corporate debt, worship nonsense before you can start administering your estate allodial. So each tier is very essential. Like, you know, you have the first tier, which is nationality, second, trust, third, right to travel, fourth, notice of removal, human trafficking piece, fifth is how to do the liens, sixth is the repossession process, and seven is how to live allodially. And once you get through all, and it's not complicated, those steps is not complicated, and there's some fundamentals you're going to learn and knowledge you're going to gain in doing them. Because just like Taj Tariq Bey said, the stuff that we're doing now, we're not going to be doing later. We're doing it now to set the stage. It's doing now to set the stage, but once the stage is set, you're not going to have to do some of these things because it's just in preparation for you to be clear as to who you are and to stand in solidarity. We did post a comment in regards to the Sharifi and Peace Officer t-shirts and where you can start ordering those from. Everything is in preparation for the next step. Keep in mind, everything builds. You can't create a firm ground if you've built nothing to secure it. You have to secure your house. The house of Yeshurun is being secured with all of the processes, completing everything, and because you're being active, you're actually manifesting your reality by your activity, not by your inactivity. And that's why when the moon comes, because you've been inactive all month, y'all be mad at yourselves, and y'all don't know why y'all feeling so negative.
That full moon is powerful energy. If you got,
and then you come to Sharon and be like, Sharon, and I be like, I'm over here watching Battlestar Galactica. Leave me alone. I'm trying to deal with the energy too, because I got a lot of energy, because they be like, okay, Sharon, you got to do this.
Hey y'all, I need a witness on my stuff.
So Islam, we can get off this platform because it's about to rain anyway.
I got 3.
And ain't nobody got no real questions. And we talked about a lot, didn't we? Did we get enough covered?
Did y'all do yours yet?
I like to make a statement.
The ground repossession?
I got it from the island.
Okay, give them a second. See, you always start talking. Go over there in the corner.
I like to make a statement to our brothers from
I'm
the
going to
island.
push you over. Hold on. Let me push you.
Quisqueya.
It never lets me do it. I'm sorry. It just never lets me do it. Stop, Fatima.
Islam. This is to my brothers and sisters from the island of Quisqueya. You know it as Haiti or Dominican Republic. The reason why Haiti was not accepted as members of the African Union is because you're American. You belong to the American States. Societies Republicanos Estados. Republican Society of the Moroccan States. So that's why they made you honorary members, not actual, part of the African Union. Right? Islam. Come home.
Islam. State the mantra while you at it. Go ahead.
I am Tahir Rasul El Basir Bey, Moroccan American National, appropriate personas of Jewish, appropriate sober, and appropriate register at all times and at all points in time. I am a descendant of the great pharaohs of Kemet and of the Moabites and Canaanites. I am the law, I am the government. I command you to state your name and nationality on the record for the record without further comment. You do not have jurisdiction over me. I command you to step and set me free, return my property, cease and desist all actions against me. This is my notice of intent to leave you. If you do not do as commanded, then set me free. No United States citizen has jurisdiction over any and all Moorish American nationals at Morocco, Northwest Amexem. Reduce the bond for the record on the record or holding the undersigned to satisfy otherwise set me free.
It did on its
Notice
own.
the agent is notice the principal, notice the principal is notice the agent. And I do not stand as security for the false step of the judgment order being the United States Corporation and its franchise municipalities and corporate businesses public as the same reversion.
I'm raising.
Peace. Back to you, Sharon.
That was working. That was working.
Islam. Islam, y'all.
Y'all heard mine last week.
I think we can get off this
That's
platform
right.
now.
Y'all know I was ready to kill.
An hour and a half.
I'm gonna go in there and kill.
Yeah,
I don't want to do too
I'm gonna go in there one more
much.
time now.
What am I missing? Am I missing anything, y'all?
I'm gonna go in there
Are we
one-
covered?
that's
Got
it.
everything?
Islam nobles.
Oh, I'm gonna put all the classes on the website too that we have routinely every week. So it'll
Thank
be on
you.
the website. So come in. You won't be missing any information. Okay. Access to more. If that's all. DSM Bono.
I learned it's only gonna do one. I got everybody.
I wanted to talk about this other stuff, but I think I gotta wait till next week to talk
So
about it.
I made a mistake.
I gotta wait 1 week to talk about what's next with the credit instrument. But in the conjunction of you waiting, get your grids done. Get your grids done. Back to more. Peace and love.
Madi Mekum. Back to the more.
What did y'all say right there?